What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day today and I hope it gets even better from watching this video. I am so excited for this video because I'm going to be sharing with you a very simple, straightforward, easy 3-step method to basically plan out and map out and have the best chapter yet. So I thought this would be the perfect time to do it since we're kind of at a mid-year point in the year. So if you need a little bit of a refresh, revamp, rebrand, whatever it is, if maybe you haven't been so happy with how 2025 has gone so far, or you think you could do better, you feel like you're meant for more, like I feel like this is such an amazing, really simple, again, method to make that happen. It was designed by Jesse. I think it's Itzler. I'm not fully sure, honestly. I'll have it written down below because he created this method and it's basically meant for you to map out a very fulfilling, successful, happy year. But of course, you can use this for a shorter period of time if you want to really lock in for the next 3 months, a month, the next 6 months until the end of 2025. Whatever it is, I feel like anyone can use this at any time. And it's honestly going to shock you how easy and simple it is. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement, but I like to make them very actionable. Like here are the tips, the tricks, the exercises, the to-do list, if you will, to really make a change that you're actually going to notice. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my personal life. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, the first step of the 3-step method is the misogi challenge. That is basically a personal annual endeavor that's inspired by an ancient Japanese ritual. So what it basically is that you're gonna have one year-defining thing. So obviously, if you're looking at the next 3 months or 6 months, you're gonna have one defining thing for that time period, okay? So those are the big things that you're gonna remember this time period by. So let's say in 2025, you got your first job, or you graduated, or you finally started therapy, you moved out, you started your business, you got really into finances and you saved your first 10K. I got really into running, I ran a half marathon, that one big thing that you're gonna remember this chapter by. The second part is called the Kevin's rule. And this was Jesse, the person who created this method. That was his friend that seemed so happy and full of life and fulfilled, and he asked him basically, what are you doing to live like this? And so he shared with him this step, and it really is the step that's going to make this chapter very fulfilling and happy and also very memorable. So the second step is to plan 6 mini adventures if you're using this for a year. So if you're using it for 6 months, it's going to be 3 mini adventures. If you're doing it for 2 months, it's going to be 1 mini adventure, okay? Basically, every second month, you're going on a mini adventure. And this could be literally anything that tickles your fancy, anything that you're actually going to enjoy. And for me, this step 2 really is all about my enjoyment. It's not about what I have to do to get there and this goal that I have to work towards. It's mini adventures that I'm excited about that are gonna make my life more fulfilling, happier, more memorable. So maybe for you, it would be I'm going out of the country to go to a concert. I'm going camping, I'm gonna try canoeing or climbing. If you're not that adventurous or sporty, maybe for you it would be I'm gonna go to an outdoor cinema and watch my favorite movie and make a whole event out of it with my friends, bring snacks, bring blankets, make it really cute. There are so many different ways you could do this. And again, it just makes your year really enjoyable. And step number 3 is winning habits. So add a new habit every 3 months. And the way I like to choose the habit that I'm going to work on for the next 3 months is to ask myself, what would make the biggest difference for me right now? Maybe for you right now, you've been feeling very sluggish, maybe fixing your sleeping schedule, or maybe drinking enough water, or starting to exercise. If you've been very stressed about money, it might be creating a budget and starting to save a certain amount every single month. For me, it's very important to make my habits very clear and very easy to track. I like a little tracker, a little checklist, so every time I complete it, I check it off, or a flow chart. I love a flow chart. That's what helped me save my first 15K. That was my first big goal for my finances, and having a flow chart changed everything. Just coloring in every time I reached a certain amount. It was so good. I am type A, but that was very fulfilling, and it just kept me going. It kept me really motivated, and I was so excited to color in the next part, and I could really easily visually see how far I've come. And I just highly recommend it if you're looking for a tracking system, whether it comes to your goals, your habits, whatever. Love that one. You could also obviously use Notion, whatever. A few tips that really help me to actually form a habit and stick to it is, first of all, creating a supportive environment. So let's say you want to start doing morning stretches or morning yoga. So a few things you could do here is have a place in your apartment or your house where you've got your yoga mat out, you've got all the things you need. You make it a very enjoyable space you want to be in. Maybe you have your yoga clothes in a part of your closet where it's very visible and it's kind of like the first thing you see. So you can just really easily grab it. It's a constant reminder. On social media, you're following a bunch of people who are really into yoga so that you're constantly reminded by it. On Pinterest, you're pinning photos of girlies doing yoga. Like, just surrounding yourself with it as much as possible is really going to help you. The second step is the way you speak about it and the way you speak about yourself. So let's say you want to wake up at 7 a.m. every single morning, and right now you keep saying to everyone, like, I'm not a morning person, I'm miserable when I wake up, I keep skipping my alarms and snoozing, I hate waking up, I hate the morning. Like, that's really not going to help you to form a habit. It's going to hold you back a lot. So you're gonna notice the things that you're saying. First of all, you can write them down if you need to, and then you're gonna do a little switcheroo, okay? You're gonna stop saying it. It's not helping you, and you're gonna find things to say that are more positive, that are encouraging of who you're wanting to become, but are still believable to you. What a lot of people do wrong when it comes to affirmations is they go too far. So if I'm really not a morning person and my new affirmation is, I absolutely love the morning, it's my favorite time of the day, what your brain does, it goes, you're lying. That is not true. And it's very easy to revert back to those negative thoughts, okay? So the affirmations that you're gonna choose are gonna be the ones that are more of a stretch and obviously positive, but they're still believable to you and to the person you're becoming. So in this case, it might be, I am becoming a morning person. I'm becoming someone who loves my time in the morning. My mornings are all about me. They're a time for me to invest in myself. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, but it doesn't have that, like, this is a lie radar go off, you know? And it's important to not only do this in your head, but also when you're talking to people. I know it kind of at first feels like you're a bit of a fraud, but just stick with it, okay? You are becoming that. So just speak it into existence and use a language, a sentence, an affirmation, whatever that actually feels like it could be true, and you're becoming that, okay? Last but not least, this is really important when it comes to setting yourself up for success, and it's when you do this habit, and that's where habit stacking really comes in. I, for example, have always added a new habit that I'm trying to build into my mornings, just because I love my morning time. Like, that is a time for myself, and that's where a lot of my healthy habits are. So like, I work out in the mornings, I eat a very healthy breakfast in the morning, I make sure I drink enough water, I journal, I stretch, I make my bed, I clean up. Like, that is a time where those things are easiest for me to form. So when I'm trying to build a new habit, the easiest way for me to do it is to stack it in my existing morning habits, because that really is a time for myself where I do the most for myself, and I've already built so many healthy habits. It's very easy to add it in there. So yeah, either find that time for you if you're more of an evening person, or after you come home from work, that's when you're doing a lot of these things, or you've already built a habit and you can just stack this new one there. It's very helpful. And again, you're really setting yourself up for success. So that is the 3-step method. So again, the misogi challenge, so 1 year defining thing, Kevin's rule, which is a mini adventure every 2 months, and then forming winning habits every 3 months, and a couple of tips to help you out. So if you're gonna try out this 3-step method and map out your next chapter, I would love for you to write it out in the comments, and then you can come back to this video and see if you've done it, write your updates, your progress, and we can kind of cheer each other on. I feel like that would be really cute. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my personal life. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to see you really soon.